Hey guys, Rod put together another set of Q&A questions, and I know I look like I'm in like severely cold weather, but for some reason in Southern California we're a bit wimpy when there's just a little bit of cold. I don't know why, but anyhow, I'm so excited to get to hear these. Rod, go for it.
All right, well, I'm gonna hit it for you and see if we can get this done within 10. So, okay, this one's from Swizzy Girl. She says, do you have any fears with medical professionals or anything medical like IV tubes, IVs, tubes, meds, the buildings, etc.?
Actually, I do have fear from medical professionals as well as hospitals and even treatment centers. That's a whole other segment. I've had a lot of, let's just say a lot of times where they caused my body to fail. And so many times of that, because what this is when I was, when I was much healthier, but I was still very sick. I would weight restore and no problem. And it was a different science altogether. This, I couldn't even fathom to explain what this is like. It's a whole other ball game, and the same rules don't apply. So I know that these professionals, they weren't trying to do something wrong, but there was such a lack of information and education. So, and then there were times when in other areas of treatment centers, there were some things that were very inappropriate, and that's a whole other segment, but it's not all bad. Some of them, I've had the greatest experience. People, some doctors even saved my life, but ultimately, this was the result of my problem. So I did this. There are reasons, but it was not good.
What about IVs and tubes? And
really, IVs and tubes don't. The one in my nose that I used to have, an NG, I think it's an NG tube that goes down. That one I kept bleeding out of my face, and that one was really hard. But the reason I'm not really doing those kind of things because of tubes and, that whole experience is because right now my mouth is working a bit better, and the best way to do it is orally. And because I'm such at a high risk of infection, they don't want me to do any of those things. But the one that I have a fear of was that when they did the jugular.
I walked in the room, I didn't even know they were doing that part. I didn't understand exactly what they were doing, and I was like, holy moly.
I have pictures and stuff, and we kept from all of that, but it was, that one was a hard one. That was
definitely
hard.
Have a history.
Yeah.
Next one is by Eileen. She says, I love you guys and how much support you give to Rod. My question is, with Rod in your life, how did you get so sick to the point of almost dying? Because I've seen videos of when I first watch you and you can hardly move.
Yeah, that's a really good question. When this all started, I knew I was having a real bad problem, and I was really dark. I would actually push Rod away. I wanted him to go be happy somewhere else. And I wanted him to leave and just let me go, and I know this is I don't, every time he did, I would look out my door. He was waiting there in his car. He wouldn't leave. I was trying to push him away, and he never left. And he did, put me in treatment centers and hospitals and things like that. But after a while, from all the abuse And he didn't also know what was going on concurrently. At the time, there was a lot of disgusting abuse going on. And so I couldn't tell him that either at the time. And man, I mean, he tried everything. Some people were like, well, we'll chain her down. But there is a point where if they consider me mentally competent, there's nothing he can do. You can't force someone. And I would go in, get better, come out, and fail. Go in. I didn't know what I was doing.
It was also a constant kind of mental warfare battle, because a lot of times I would battle the eating disorder, meaning like you were channeled out and I wasn't talking to Rachel. So a lot of it was my own personal growth as well, of learning, you know, you're not going to win a losing battle.
Yeah.
It's a losing battle trying to speak logic to
when
someone going into...
In the emotional part, because that's where it lies, you know, in the emotional part where all your gross stuff that's happened to you, you know, it lies in there. And mine, I just was just self-punishment, you know. I perpetuated the trauma, the chaos, you know, and that victim mentality. And that's why I say I'm not a victim.
So
I'm not a victim.
Here's a little lighter one for you. How's a
no, but I love all of them. I really do, because you're compelling me to dig.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And it's healing. It really is.
Actually, it is. It is pretty healing.
It really is.
Okay, this one's from Hannah.
Hey, Hannah.
What are your recovery goals for 2019?
Oh, 2019 is going to be great. Because what has happened, I don't know what my body is doing, but my restoration seemed to happen fast here. When my brain started waking up, and I don't know if it's a science thing, it's the most bizarre thing. That's why I say, in this category, it's a whole weird science, you know? So, I know for 2019, since my face is now restoring, my brain's restoring, the weight gain is coming, and I'm ready. I'm ready. Bring it, you know? Get out of this. I just have to tell you, and I will always repeat this, this is hell. It's not a game. It's not even to be tampered with. It's hell. It's hell.
Okay,
so,
tell you what.
That's my public service announcement, you know.
I concur.
Yeah.
Okay, last one, okay? This one is from Shoebox of Angels.
Shoebox of Angels? Oh, that's
that.
cute. I like that.
After viewing all your videos, it is clear to see that you and Rod are sharing amazing love towards each other.
Yes.
This is rare in today's world with a lot of couples. I would like to say even 1 in a million couples. Okay, so here question is, real love is beautiful and is healing, and I believe that both of you are a gift. My question, sorry, I'm getting to the question.
No, I love it.
How does love between both of you help with your road to recovery?
Oh man, it was mandatory. It was absolutely mandatory. You know, Rod and I go back a long ways. We really do. He's had some rough times, and, you know, we just always have appreciated each other. And I think, especially because he's had to experience
Well, you've initially helped me through a lot of hard times in the beginning, and you've been there for me on multiple of occasions, because I've had my own dark times. And so, you know, we got to stick it out for one another.
Absolutely. That's the one thing Rod is like, he's all heart, you know? And what I've learned is he's had to hear the scariest things you can possibly imagine about a person you love more than, you know, anything, you know. Of course not more than anything, but you know what I'm saying, somebody so important, and he's had to hear cremation or burial. Your wife isn't going to make it, or whatever. And he fell, I want to say, a week ago. I was beside myself. I'm like, oh my gosh,
it was kind of a slip because of the wet, muddy rain.
It was just from the rain, but
clumsy, but you know,
just an ounce of what he went through. Oh my goodness. It was too much. And then, you know, really, I think what it is once you hear everything that's happened and all that we've documented and all the stories come out, he never left my side one time. And if he had, and there are times when I wasn't allowed to see anyone, and it was solitary confinement, which is a whole other story I will talk about. I was dying inside. He was my lifeline. When you're this bad, I will just be honest, I was so bad, I couldn't do it for myself. But you know what? I realized that's okay. I love him. I'll just find something. I mean, I love him. Let me do it for him.
So attaching yourself made it a little easier.
Yeah, and I do believe you have to do it for yourself.
That makes me
but
feel
you
good.
have to, you know, you're imagined so tiny. Your body is screaming everything. It's black in your head. There's no light. Not one light at all. And his love got me through it.
Well,
it really did. That was so healing. And that, you know, we just don't sweat the small stuff anymore. You know? We're like,
so my grandma always told me, don't sweat the small stuff.
You just, things that you worry about, or the things we would quip about before, just minor things. We've never been big fighters or anything. Neither of us are like that. But not even that stuff matters anymore. You know, the daylight, it sounds simple, it really is, but just appreciating the small things and realizing how much time can go by that you lose, and just staying happy. I know my hood here.
I think going by the saying of every setback sets up for
a comeback. Every setback.
We're in that mentality all week, so
that's where it is.
That's last question. Thank you everyone for your comments and questions,
by
and
the way,
and everything else.
Yes, absolutely. Rod is still, even if you've posted questions, he's not going to overlook them.
Do me a favor and repost some of your already posted questions. If we have not answered them, repost your questions on this video
as well. Just keep,
we'll get to them.
Yeah, just keep posting, because you guys are helping me make leaps and bounds of mental progression.
And it's also me being lazy at the same time. Hoping
I told you guys you're my family. We're like Olive Garden, everybody's family. You know. All right, guys, stay clutch, poop unicorns, and crap some rainbows. You know the recipe.
There you go.
I love you so much.